I'm RJ Sudha, your host for the special series called Behind the Scenes. Behind the Scenes is going to cover stories of few remarkable people from different parts of the country and who are here to make a difference for our own society. So today I have an important guest with us. I am so happy to introduce Dr. Tanmaya Acharya, who is an MD in Ayurveda, who is co-founder of Siddhanta Ayurveda, who's been practicing this for last 11 years. So Dr. Tanmaya, thank you so much for being on the show, and it's an honor to be with you. And I am going to ask you some burning questions regarding the pandemic situation, and I'm sure you will be able to help all the listeners today. So, Dr. Tanmaya, I'm going to ask you a few questions. Are you ready then?
Yes. Firstly, I would like to say thank you for having me on this show. It is indeed a pleasure to be able to reach out to the listeners of your show, Radioactive.
Thank you so much. How important is to our health to stay positive during such times of pandemic?
Yes. So it is very important to stay positive during these tough times. Life as we know it has changed drastically. Now more than ever, people are realizing how important it is to stay healthy, not just physically, but also mentally. Even in the definition of health, the WHO has stated the need for a physical, mental, social well-being. Similarly, Ayurveda also states a very important point in its definition of health. It states the need for a pleasant, positive state of mind to be considered healthy. When Ayurveda talks about health, we are not just talking about simple treatment of diseases, but we are also talking about maintaining health of the healthy, not just physically, but also mentally. So it has been known since a long time the need for a positive state of mind, not just when you're being treated for a condition, but also to stay healthy and to prevent diseases.
Right. That's, I think, very important for all of us to know. The second question which I have is, how do we improve our immunity and health using Ayurveda principles?
Okay. So Ayurveda has elaborate descriptions on preservation of health and prevention of diseases. It is now being recognized on how important a wholesome diet, a healthy lifestyle is in preservation of health. And you will find a lot of description regarding good lifestyle, like rules of eating, guidelines on how and what should be eaten, what is the type of lifestyle that you should lead. So some of the inconcise, if you're looking in a brief way of what are the lifestyle changes you need to make to improve your immunity, then I can simply put it as you have to make sure that you're eating regular meals. Nowadays, people are not eating on regular time, be it their work life or their work pressure. So we need to make sure we are eating regular hot meals. We need to make sure we are hungry when we are having our food. We need to drink warm water because it's very good for our health. We need to analyze what body type we are, that is called Prakriti in Ayurvedic terms. We need to analyze which body type we are and form our lifestyle around it. And also, a very important point, we need to have a good sleep pattern, at least a solid 6 to 8 hours of sleep. So eat when you're hungry, eat hot meals, and drink warm water and sleep well. These lifestyle changes, very simple to make, but have a very long-standing effect. Other aspect of improving our immunity would be to eat foods which are rich in vitamin C, in zinc, in vitamin A, and things like vitamin C-rich foods like citrus fruit, capsicum, papaya, zinc-rich foods like legumes, seeds and nuts, and dairy and whole grains. And if you're a non-vegetarian, you can have shellfish and eggs. So these are all rich sources of vitamins and micronutrients which are important to improve our health and keep our immunity at a good level.
That's amazing. I think that's quite a bit when it comes to immune system and especially with the diet. Thank you so much on that bit, elaborating the details of what we can eat. So the third question is COVID-19 airborne disease? And if so, how does wearing a mask help?
Okay. So COVID-19 is a relatively new disease. So every day we are learning more and more about it and its presenting symptoms and its mode of transmission as time passes, correct? So as of now, at present, what we have been able to identify is that the principal mode of transmission of COVID-19 is through exposure to respiratory droplets that are laden with the virus. So it's not airborne, it's droplet transmission. So what does that mean? To a layman, how do they understand it? So when a COVID positive person speaks, breathes, sneezes or coughs, etc., these droplets that are laden with virus, they are transmitted in the air and are falling on surfaces. They land on surfaces and these droplets then go on to contaminate the surface. So if you happen to touch such contaminated surfaces and then touch your mouth, nose or eyes, then you have all the possibility of catching the infection. So this is why the government is asking you to wear a mask, because then mask acts primarily as a barrier for these droplets from a COVID positive patient. And secondly, the government is asking you to maintain a distance of 6 feet, so that because these droplets travel a distance of 3 to 6 feet. So maintaining distance again reduces the possibility of catching the infection. And we also need to regularly sanitize surfaces and sanitize our hands so that we are keeping away from these droplets and viruses. So in order to stay healthy, it is very important for us to wear masks, sanitize ourselves and maintain distance. It's our duty and a responsibility as a citizen for our safety and the safety of our near and dear ones.
Oh, that's wonderful. I think it is very important for all of us because it looks like the dynamics and probably the norms which has been set up for us has become a little confusing for few people. So please help us to understand why the government norms on us about the hygiene factor is important.
So the more frequently we are sanitizing our hands and sanitizing the surfaces, lesser chances of us catching the infection. Because the primary symptoms of COVID is fever, dry cough and tiredness. But we are also observing that it is different. It is acting differently in different people, meaning while some of them are asymptomatic, some of them are having severe life-threatening symptoms, correct? So most of them, if they are asymptomatic, they do not realize that they are the carriers of the virus. And if they are not wearing a mask, if we are not sanitizing surfaces, we are transmitting it to others who might not be as lucky as the asymptomatic patient. And they might catch a very severe life-threatening symptom. So it is important for us to follow all the norms and all the guidelines mentioned by the government to maintain our health and to help prevent its spread.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Tanmaya, for sharing such valuable information with me and our audience. With this, I would also ask you, Dr. Tanmaya, if you could share your details for some of these people who cannot get the information as I have access to, or any person who would be probably unaware and do not have easy access in terms of clinics, right? So in case if they can get help from you over the phone or probably your social media.
Yes, so people can contact me on my mobile number, that is +91 9019 405804. They can also visit our clinic at ACS Layout, Marathali. We have a website, www.siddhantaayurveda.com. They can visit the website and book consultations with us and contact us. We also have our Instagram page, Siddhanta_Ayurveda, and a Facebook page. So we are constantly updating health tips to everyone out there in order to help them stay healthy. So if they are in touch with us through these means, we can definitely help them.
Thank you once again. That gives a lot of information about how to reach out to the doctors who are so helpful to all of us. With this, I would call it a wrap. So stay tuned for special shows and follow us on Facebook. Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn multimedia awareness. My name is RJ Sudha signing off from the special show called Behind the Scenes. Stay tuned to Radioactive and get active. Thank you.
Thank you.